When I was a kid, I used to think that pork chops and karate chops were the same thing. I thought they were both pork chops. And because my grandmother thought it was kind of cute, and because they were my favorite, she would let me keep doing it. Not really a big deal, huh? One day, before I realized that fat kids are not designed to climb trees, I fell out of the tree and bruised the right side of my body. I didn't want to tell my grandmother about it. I was afraid I'd get in trouble for playing somewhere where I shouldn't have been. A few days later, a gym teacher noticed my bruise, and I got sent to the principal's office. From there, I got sent to another small room with a really nice lady inside who asked me a whole bunch of questions about my life at home. I saw no reason to lie. As far as I was concerned, life was pretty good. So I told her, whenever I'm sad, my grandmother gives me karate chops. And that led to a full-scale investigation, and I was removed from the house for 3 days until they finally decided to ask me how I got the bruises. News of this silly little story quickly spread through the school, and I earned my first nickname, Pork Chop. To this day, I hate pork chops. I'm not the only kid who grew up this way. Surrounded by people who used to say that rhyme about sticks and stones. As if broken bones hurt less than the names that we got called, and we got called them all. So we grew up believing that no one would ever fall in love with us, that we'd be lonely forever, that we'd never met someone who makes us feel like the sun was something they built for us in their tool shed. So broken heartstrings split the blues as we try to empty ourselves to the point that we will feel nothing. Don't tell me that hurts less than a broken bone, that an ingrown life is something that surgeons can cut away, that there is no way for it to metastasize. It does. She was 8 years old. Our first day of grade 3 when she got caught ugly. We both got moved to the back of class so we would stop getting bombarded by spitballs. But the school halls, they were battlegrounds, and we found ourselves outnumbered day after wretched day. We used to stay inside for recess because outside was worse. Outside we had to rehearse running away or standing still like statues, giving no clues that we were there. In grade 5, they taped a sign to her desk that read, "Beware of dog." To this day, she doesn't believe she's beautiful because of a birthmark that takes little less than half her face. Kids used to say that she looked like a wrong answer that somebody tried to erase but couldn't quite get the job done. And they will never understand that she is raising 2 kids whose definition of beauty starts with the word mom, because they see her heart before they see her skin. Because she has been the only one who's always been amazing. And he's a broken branch grafted onto a different family tree. He's adopted. Not because his parents opted for a different destiny. He was free when he became a mixed drink of 1 part left alone and 3 parts tragedy. He started therapy in grade 8. He had a personality made up of tests and pills. He lived like up hills were mountains and down hills were cliffs, 4/5 suicidal in a tidal wave of antidepressants and an adolescence of being called Popper. 1 part because of the pills, and 99 parts because of the cruelty. He tried to kill himself in grade 10. When a kid who still had the possibility to go home to mom and dad told him, get over it. As if depression is something that can be remedied by any of the contents found in the first aid kit. To this day, he's a stick of TNT lit from both ends that could describe in detail every way the sky bends and that moment before it's about to fall. To this day, despite an army of friends who all call him an inspiration, he remains a conversational piece between people who can't understand that sometimes being drug-free has less to do with addiction and more to do with sanity. We aren't the only kids who grew up this way. To this day, kids are still being called names. The classics were, hey stupid, hey spaz. Seems like each school has an arsenal of names getting updated every year. And if a kid breaks in school and no one around chooses to hear, do they make a sound or are they just background noise? Stuck on repeat of people saying things like kids can be cruel. Every school was a big top circus tent, and the pecking order went from acrobats to lion tamers, from clowns to carnies. All of these were miles ahead of who we were, and we were freaks. Lobster-clawed boys and bearded ladies. Oddities. Juggling depression and loneliness, playing solitaire and spin the bottle, trying to kiss the wounded parts of ourselves and heal. But at night, when the others slept, we kept walking the tightrope, and yes, some of us fell. It was practice. But I want to tell them that all of this shit is just debris left from when you finally decided to smash all the things you thought you used to be. And if you can't see anything beautiful about yourself, get a better mirror. Look a little closer. Stare a little longer, because there is something inside you that made you keep trying despite everyone who've told you to quit. You've built a cast around your broken heart, and you signed it yourself. They were wrong. Because maybe you didn't belong to a group or a clique. Maybe you got picked last for basketball or everything. Maybe you used to bring bruises and broken teeth to show and tell, but you never told. Because how can you hold your ground when everyone wants to bury you beneath it? You have to believe that they were wrong. They have to be wrong. Why else would you still be here? We grew up cheering on the underdog because we see ourselves in them. We stem from a root planted in a belief that we are not what we got called. We are not abandoned calves strolled out sitting on an empty highway. No, some way we are. Don't worry. You just have to get up and get gas. We are graduating members from the class of fuck off. We made it. Not the faded echoes of voices crying out, "Words will never hurt me." Because of course they did. But our lives will always, ever, and only continue to be a balancing act that has less to do with pain and more to do with beauty.